What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. I hope you are
Yay.
just getting in or you're just about to get done with your work for the week. Let's enjoy this beautiful weather we have out here, especially out here in the Valley of the Sun.
Hmm.
I mean, it's gorgeous. You know,
Yeah, it's been
I'm
nice.
actually up right around sunrise, just past sunrise now. I'm up at 5:30. I'm out walking before 6 o'clock. Um, I get my 3 hour. I'm very stubborn now. Speaking of which, I'm JD. She's Lady M. Ms. Marnie Tisdale. Like, how you doing today? Beautiful. Um,
I'm glad it's Friday. But continue. You're
yeah.
you're stubborn now, you were saying.
So, well, like that's new news. Um, but no, like my daily walk goal is 6,000 steps, which is about 2.5 miles, right?
Right.
But now every day this week, I've hit at least 7,000.
Right.
So instead of saying my goal is 7,000, I'm just keeping it at 6,000. And like I crushed my walk goal this week by 10,000 steps just Monday through Friday.
Yeah, that's
So
good.
I've been over 7,000 every day, close to 8,000 almost on some days, or over 8,000 on one of the days. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I've been doing the 18 on top of walking every day, which is important because I spend a lot of time in this seat. Um, I've been doing the 18-hour fasting,
Yeah.
right? For
Yeah,
the
yeah,
last
yeah.
2 weeks, and I'm losing weight. I'm down 10 pounds already. So, but that's all I'm doing is just walking in the morning and fasting,
Yeah.
right? And eating wise, eating healthier stuff. Not everything is healthy. It doesn't need to be for in my mind, but what we're doing pretty good.
My
Um,
doctor always told me was 80-20. If you eat perfectly 80% of the time, you can kind of do whatever you want the other 20.
yeah, that's good. So it's working. It's working. Hopefully I can keep it up. I've been doing it for 2 weeks now. I think I should start walking a little bit on the weekends, but I want to give my legs a rest, because it is a lot. Walking 3.5 miles a
Well,
day,
there's a difference
it's a
too
lot.
between like when you're walking for exercise purposes and when you're just going for a stroll. So if
Yeah.
we just go for a stroll on the weekend, then
One thing we definitely should do is get this show on the road because the Bruins have just started. So
yeah.
definitely want to watch as much of that game as possible. So this is the S3. I'm JD. She's Ms. Lady M. We've got NASCAR Throwback Weekend at Darlington this weekend. I put Dover on the thing because last time we talked about NASCAR was Dover, but it's Darlington Raceway Throwback Weekend. We got the NBA playoffs, second round continues, and we're keeping up with the Red Sox and the Diamondbacks, see what's going on with that. But first, if you are looking to start your sports podcast, you can get a 1 month free trial by going to podbean.com/JD. That's podbean.com/Coach JD. Like I'm losing it a little bit, but I'm good. Podbean.com/Coach JD gets you a 1 month free trial to their unlimited plan, which is what we use for both our sports show, the S3 sports show, and then there's that damn thumb again, and then the motivated mindset as well. It doesn't do it for you though.
It doesn't. It doesn't like me. It doesn't matter how I get my thumbs up there. It won't do it.
Yeah, like we get it all the
'Cause it
time.
does it
Like
for
there
Rhonda?
it
Oh,
oh,
look at
it's
that!
big. It's fireworks.
Fireworks
It's
with the double
awesome.
thumbs. All right.
I'm just special. The system loves me. So one thumb, you'll probably get the little thing there, maybe, but two, man, it's friggin' it's lighting up. It's awesome.
It likes
Like,
Rhonda too. It always gives Rhonda. Well, I mean, it puts it in your window, but anyways,
yeah, it's cool.
moving
Anyway, also let's go ahead and give another shout out. Look, with the temperature already over 90 degrees here in the valley, it's only a matter of time before we hit triple digits. That means hydration. You need a tumbler that can keep your drinks cold in the summer heat. That's why we went to Just Good Vibes. Shout out to Angelica at Just Good Vibes for our personalized laser etched tumblers. These things are hard. You can use these as weapons. I didn't just say that, but okay. Go to coachchefdemers.com/partnerships and click on the Just Good Vibes button. Make sure that you tell Angelica that JD and Lady M sent you. She is phenomenal. Just good vibes, baby. Check her out. All right, getting into it. What's first?
Headlines and horrible dad jokes.
All right, headline number one: the Boston Celtics got destroyed last night at the hands of the Cleveland Cavaliers by 24 points. I mean, I had a feeling. I actually said it on the morning quickie with JD yesterday that I did not see the Celtics coming out with a 25-point win in game 2, but I did not see them getting beat down. They only hit like 7 or 8 3-pointers the entire game. They went seven or 8 for like 40. It was crazy.
Yeah, they had like a really rough night for 3-pointers, which is super out of character for them.
It is. They usually hit, 20, 21, 22, 23 regular. So we got to see how they bounce back.
The Cavs being angry about their slap down, and it didn't work out well.
Yeah, but you know what? Game 2, it's a thing for Boston sports teams. Like even in the series against the Heat, game 1, Boston came out, dominated the first game against the Heat, and then they dropped game 2 because the Heat came out like shooting like crazy. And then in the Bruins series, Bruins won the first game 5-1, and then they got beat down in game 2 6-1. Hopefully they'll throw up some goals by the time we turn that game on. So game 2 is it's not a thing. It's not playoff game 2 for any Boston teams. It's crazy.
Apparently.
All right. So I once submitted 10 puns to a joke competition. I really thought with that many, one was sure to be a winner. Sadly, no pun intended. No pun intended. All right. So stupid. All right. Headline number 2, the Arizona Cardinals are actually signing free agent wide receiver Zay Jones, formerly of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like this move. He's not like a number 1 wide receiver, but I love how they went out and they drafted Marvin Harrison Jr., who's a 6'3" wide receiver. And then you get Zay Jones, who is a 6'2" wide receiver, which is huge when your quarterback is 5'0" and needs help seeing over the linemen.
Yeah. Maybe he'll actually be able to find them now.
The biggest kickback is you kept putting these, like you still have Dortch, who's a solid wide receiver, but Dortch is sub 6, right? I think he's 5'10", right? So everybody's freaking short as hell, and you have a short quarterback. It doesn't equal a high-powered offense when the quarterback has to wait for
until he
the wide receivers to get into that lane. Yeah. So good move. Kudos. Thumbs up if I can give another one for the Arizona Cardinals for actually getting some taller wide receivers out there. All right. So I got an A on my origami assignment when I turned my paper into my teacher. All right, you got that one. That was pretty good. I liked it.
That one. That was funny.
All right, headline number 3. The Phoenix Suns actually plan to hire former Milwaukee Bucks head coach Mike Budenholzer as their new head coach. So you have a championship-winning head coach coming to the Valley. Like,
that could bode well.
It could bode well.
My hopes up, but they got to fix their bench first.
They got to fix their bench and they got to fix their defense. Milwaukee was not a top defensive team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but he knows how to coach a championship team. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, welcome to the Valley. Let's win their first championship. No pressure at all, considering they just fired Frank Vogel after 1 season. So that's pretty much the standard now. Win or you are out.
Right. His first season, he got them into the playoffs, but
no, the Suns went to the Suns went to the playoffs every year under Monty Williams, but they didn't win, so they fired him.
Right.
But here's what Monty Williams did. The Suns were a top 10 defensive team all 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And they went to the finals.
Yeah.
Right. And then they were not a top 10 defensive team last year, fired the coach. Look, you can't. 6 out of the 8 teams currently still in the playoffs for the NBA are top 10 defensive teams.
Yeah, defense is
The
important.
The OKC Thunder is 11th. The only team that is the exception to the rule has Luka frickin' Doncic
Right.
and Kyrie Irving, which
Right,
is pretty much the best 1-2 in the playoffs right now.
Given how difficult defense is in the NBA with all of their protective rules and stuff, and how high scoring the average game in the NBA is, you cannot sleep on that. I agree.
You can't win without a good look. You can't expect your offense when you have your top 3 offensive players on the court at the same time, and then you replace them with a bench that shouldn't even be starters in the G League.
Yeah.
That's not a good formula.
No.
That's not.
It's not. I agree.
Eubanks should not be your number 1 scorer off the bench. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. All right. What do you call the security guards for Samsung?
No idea.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I like that one. I thought you might like that one too, because you're a big Guardians. Yeah. All right. So Kirk Cousins is pretty much full go. Quote, pretty much full go, according to head coach Raheem Morris. Let me say this right now. There is no quarterback competition in Atlanta. I do not care that you went out and drafted a rookie quarterback,
right,
and Michael Pence out of Washington. There is zero quarterback competition in Atlanta. You have QB1 Kirk Cousins, and then you have a rookie backup.
Yeah.
That's it. There is zero shot at Kirk Cousins not being the starter this season.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
I don't care how much you like your rookie. The depth chart will say QB1 Kirk Cousins, backup rookie. That's it. Kirk Cousins is your freaking quarterback. Same thing in New England. Stop it. Look, there are Patriots people that are like, how good do you think the offense is going to be this season with Drake May? Drake May is not our freaking starter this year. He might get into 1 or 2 games, maybe. Our starter this season is Jacoby Brissett.
You got to learn first. You got to learn.
You drafted Drake May. Stick with the plan.
Right.
He will sit. He will learn. He might get into a game or 2 when it's out of hand or whatever. He is not our starter this season. Stop with the post about how good do you think this wide receiver is going to be with Drake May at quarterback. He's not our quarterback yet.
No. There's no point in talking about it now either, because we don't know what our wide receiver pool is going to look like by the time he is ready to be our quarterback. Right. So it's just all pure fantasy at this point.
How good do you think? How good of a season will pull Cav with Drake May at quarterback? Drake May's not our quarterback. Yes, he's on the roster.
College ball is so incredibly different from professional NFL football. I don't know why anybody thinks you're going to take a college kid and throw him into the middle of an NFL game and expect anything to go how you'd like it to. Like they need some learning. They got to have a learning curve. You got to give them a chance to get their feet on the ground.
Moving on. Get me doing my rant when I didn't plan to do a rant. I had a joke here about retirement, but it did not work. We told you they were horrible people. All right. If you use them and you get slapped for it, that's on you. What's next?
Throwback Weekend at Darlington.
Darlington Raceway. They're doing Throwback Weekend. We were looking prior to the show, we were looking at Hendrick Motorsports. All 4 of them have throwbacks. I think that William Byron, personally, I think William Byron's design, going back to the flame-throwing Jeff Gordon design, I think that's the best looking car if you're talking throwbacks.
Yeah.
So I liked it. Chase Elliott's got a real clean throwback design. with the red, white, and blue. Red and white for Larson, and then your man going with the Jimmy Johnson throwback.
Yeah.
Alex Bowman in the 48.
In a race
So
where he might be racing Jimmy Johnson.
yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
It just occurred to me. I'm like, that's actually kind of funny. Anyways.
All right. So NASCAR, this segment is brought to you by Mamba Hot Sauce. Park that RV and become the talk of the track at NASCAR weekend when you're cooking with Mamba Hot Sauce. Mamba Hot Sauce, don't be a wimp. Pick up your flavor at www.mambahotsauces.com. All right, so NASCAR news and notes for this weekend. There are 14 races remaining until the playoffs start, counting this weekend's race, not counting the All-Star race next weekend in North Wilkesboro. So the standings right now, Denny Hamlin in on wins. Denny Hamlin's number 1, William Byron number 2, Kyle Larson at 3, Chase Elliott at 4, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, and Daniel Suarez already locked in on wins. Suarez got to do something though, man. Outside of that win,
I don't know what happened to him exactly, but he disappeared into the back of that pack a couple of races back, and
he's going to start showing. He's going to start showing up. I mean, he's in the playoffs, so he's already in. But he doesn't look like a playoff driver
for that, though. Like
he does not look like a playoff driver at this point.
Right.
All right. So in on points as of right now, at number 8 is Martin Truex Jr., followed by Ryan Blaney, Ty Gibbs, your boy Alex Bowman in 11th, Ross Chastain, who's been driving very well lately. Chris Buescher had a great, that's such a bad way to lose a race.
Yeah.
The closest finish ever
in NASCAR history.
001. Then you got number 14 at 14, my guy Kyle Busch, 15th Chase Briscoe, 16th Brett Keselowski. On the outside looking in right now, that has a shot. So you're saying there's a chance outside of actually needing a win, people that could race their way in is at 17th. That's Bubba Wallace, and 18th Joey Logano.
Okay.
Everybody else would need a win to get in. That's what it's looking like. So that's where that is at. Let's start with the schedule for this weekend at Darlington. The Craftsman Truck Series, Buckle Up, South Carolina 200. That starts in about 11 minutes. You can watch that on FS1. The purse is $770,233. Again, it is the Buckle Up, South Carolina 200. It is 1.366 miles on the asphalt oval. Distance is 200.8 miles, so kind of nailed it. 147 laps. Stage 1 ends on lap 45. Stage 2 ends on lap 90. Final stage ends on lap 147. I'm going with my guy, Kyle Busch. Every time he steps in the truck, he is trouble for that series. So I'm thinking he's going to win that race.
Probably.
The Xfinity Series, the Crown Royal Purple Bag Project 200. That is Saturday, May 11th. That kicks off at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a purse of $1.371 million. That is on FS1 starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen on the radio as well on the MRN network or on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. The distance, 200.8 miles, 147 laps as well. Stage 1 ends on laps 45. Stage 2 ends on lap 90. And the final stage ends on lap 147. I think I've heard that before. All right. That brings us to the NASCAR Cup Series. The Goodyear 400. Place as always, Darlington Raceway, Sunday, May 12th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The purse, $8,090,969. That is on FS1 at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen, as always, on MRN Radio or at SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. The distance, 400.2 miles, 293 laps. Stage 1 ends on lap 90. Stage 2 ends on lap 185. And the final stage ends on lap 293. We are actually going to miss that race. We may have to record it. We have date day evening. We're going to go see Ghostbusters.
That should be fun. It looks really fun.
It does. I love that they brought back the old Ghostbusters. Yeah. So as well as kind of built it for the future with the kids. So I like it. So it is on Mother's Day. Mother's Day race winners include William Byron last year, Sunday, May 14, 2023, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Jeff Gordon, Cale Yarborough, Benny Parsons, Bob Welborn, Buck Baker, Tim Flock, and all the way back on May 9th, 1954, Buck Baker once again. All right. Now, Darlington winners from the poll: David Pearson, Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Allison, Richard Petty, Fred Lawrenson, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Dale Jarrett, Tim Richmond, Harry Gant, and Fonty Flock. Fonty Flock. Now, the only active driver in the field that has won from the poll would be Joey Logano. Active Darlington poll winners: Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr., William Byron, Denny Hamlin, and Brad Keselowski. Joey Logano is the only one that has that is an active poll winner. He did it twice at Darlington, actually, 2 polls.
Nice.
Active Darlington race winners: Denny Hamlin has the most wins out of active drivers with 4, followed by Eric Jones, who probably has absolutely zero chance in hell to win this weekend. He has 2 wins. Martin Truex Jr. has 2 wins. Byron, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch all have 1 win. Last year, it was William Byron and Kyle Larson. All right. So that is NASCAR weekend, Throwback Weekend. So that should be fun. What's next?
NBA playoffs update. Where do they stand?
Well, the Celtics games, the series is definitely freaking tied right now. I can tell you that much. Oh my God.
But they did this to us last time, and it went from being 1-1 to being 4-1, if I remember correctly.
But I will say the Cavs are definitely better. The Cavs are better than the Heat. Give them that. Today's matchup actually live right now is New York and Indiana. Now, New York is up 2-0. Here's the thing. Indiana Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle has been fined $35,000 for his not so nice kind words nice words toward the referees. The Indiana Pacers have submitted no less than 78 clips of video where they feel the refs have either made a bad call or completely missed a call that went against.
Just from these 2 games?
Yeah, just from the first 2 games. All 78.
Right. All right.
And then the league went ahead and fined him. Look, even if he's only half right, that's 39 calls.
Yeah.
What? That's a lot.
That is a lot. And I know like the players are always trying to see what they can get away with, and they're always pushing the buck in the hopes that they won't get noticed. Like that's a thing. Yeah. That's a thing that all of them do. But that still feels like excessive. It still feels excessive. I guess that's all I'm saying.
Tonight, I will want this on the other TV, so we'll have the Bruins on one TV and the Denver Nuggets at Minnesota on the other because Denver's down 2-0.
Right. What the heck?
And they lost both games at home.
They are better than that, which doesn't make sense to me. I feel like there's been a lot of that weirdness in this particular finals series to begin with. Is just like everybody's blowing their home games for no reason.
But here's the thing. Like Minnesota's really freaking good. Just to give you a little bit of historical perspective here. All right. On teams that go down 3-0. To date,
never come back.
no team has ever come back and won a 7-game series after going down 3-0. Out of the 154 times teams have gone down 3-0, only four of them made it to a game 7 and obviously still lost.
Right.
In other words, they cannot lose tonight. They cannot lose tonight. Tomorrow's matchup, Oklahoma City will be at Dallas.
Okay.
That series is tied 1-1, and then Boston and Cleveland is also tied 1-1.
Right.
So, Denver cannot lose tonight's game, and I will actually be watching that game very closely because wow. All right. So what's next?
Eye on the diamond.
Eye on the diamond. Let's check out and see what our Sox and our Diamondbacks we're big Red Sox fans, but we're also Diamondbacks fans because I cover them as a member of the media. I will actually be back in the press box for multiple games in the next 2 weeks. I think next week I'll be in for a game against the Reds, weekend game against the Tigers, and then the following weekend I will be back in the press box on that Saturday for the game against the Marlins. So that's happening. The Red Sox are at home against the Nationals. Sox will have Tanner Houck on the mound. Houck has a 3-3 record, but sports an excellent 1.99 ERA with 46 strikeouts and only 7 walks during those starts. The Nationals will send Patrick Corbin to the mound to counter. He is 0-3 for the start of the season with a 6.45 ERA, 25 strikeouts to 15 walks. As far as the Diamondbacks, they are still on the road. This time it's a weekend series in Baltimore. Baltimore leads the AL East as the number 1 team. As a matter of fact, the entire American League. It's close, though. As the number 1 seed, kudos to the Diamondbacks for sweeping the Reds and winning their first series in more than 3 weeks.
Yeah, they were due. They
currently have a 4-game win streak going on right now, though. The Diamondbacks will send Brandon Pfaadt, PFAADT, Brandon Pfaadt, to the mound. He's 1-2 on the season with a 4.61 ERA, 42 strikeouts, only 6 walks. So the numbers are there. He's got to get the offense behind him, though. The Orioles will counter with Cole Irvin. He's 3-1 with a 2.86 ERA, 22 strikeouts, and only 7 walks. So we'll be keeping an eye out for them. That's pretty much it. Once again, I do want to go ahead and give us a shout out to our segment sponsor, Mama Hot Sauces, for the NASCAR segment. Neil and Karen are 2 of the nicest people you will ever meet. Neil is one hell of a cook. We love their hot sauces. Again, you can check those out at mamahotsauces.com. Also, shout out to Angelica at Just Good Vibes for our personalized tumblers. You love taking your tumbler to grocery shopping.
Oh, yeah, I showed him. I was out for 4 hours the other day. Keeping in mind, we live in Phoenix, Arizona, and there was still ice in it, all the ice in it. Like, none of it had melted. That's crazy.
Awesome.
If you can even understand, like, a water bottle is going to be lukewarm to actually almost hot to drink for being in your car for 30 minutes. 4 hours.
Yep.
There was still ice in it.
These tumblers are awesome, people. You pick one up. They're very affordable as well. Also, remember, if you're looking to start your first podcast, you can get a 1-month free trial on Podbean's unlimited hosting plan by going to podbean.com/Coach JD. Again, that's podbean.com/Coach JD, spelled JD. All right. Also, I want to give a shout out, as always, shout out to our men and women in uniform, past and present. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. Hooah! That's it for the show. I'm JD. She's Lady M. Lady M, what is the final word?
Keep loving sports.
See you guys later.